A fool is anyone who refuses to depart from evil even though corrected. A fool is anyone who refuses to depart from the wrong or evil even though corrected. Look at Proverbs 13:19. Now, Proverbs 13:19 in the New Living Translation, it says, "It is pleasant to see dreams come true, but fools refuse to turn from evil to attain them." Let me read that again. It is a pleasant thing to see your dreams, your vision come into fruition, but fools refuse to turn from the wrong to attain their dreams. A dream is a mental picture of the future. A dream is a mental picture of what you want tomorrow to be like for you. A vision is what you want your life to be tomorrow. Therefore, to achieve a dream or your vision, there are certain things you need to do to achieve those things. You need to take responsibility of your destiny and your vision. There should be commitment on your part. You should invest in your time towards your dream and your vision. You must be involved in critical thinking if you have to achieve your goal. Discipline is important. If you can't discipline yourself, you can't achieve your goal. If you are not ready to pay a price of sacrifice, you can't achieve your vision. Planning ahead of time will help you to achieve your goals. These are some of the things you got to do to achieve your goals. But if you are not ready to do that, then the Bible, Proverbs says that a fool is the one who will refuse to do the things he needs to do to achieve his goal. He will turn away from them even though corrected. Now, in other words, this is what the Proverbs said. A fool keeps repeating the same mistakes despite several corrections. A fool keeps repeating the same mistakes over and over and over and over, even though corrected, keep repeating the same mistakes. So from the Proverbs, it says, if you are a worker and your supervisor or your boss keep correcting you, now hear me carefully, keep correcting you on the same thing over and over and a number of times, and you keep repeating the same things, Proverbs calls you a fool. Now let me explain. Don't misunderstand, because life is not perfect. We are not perfect people. Is that correct? We make mistakes in life. Is that correct? No, let's establish it. We are not perfect people. Is that correct? Now we are all preaching together. So I'm preaching, you're also preaching. We are not perfect people. Is that correct? You haven't eaten for 1 week. We are not perfect people. Is that correct? Yes. We desire to be perfect. Is that correct? Yes. Yep. So we learn as we grow. Is that correct? Yes. So I'm trying to establish that so that you don't misunderstand. So we will naturally make mistakes in life. It is normal to make mistakes in life because you are not a perfect human being. Is that correct? Yes. Do I make mistakes as a leader? Yes, I make mistakes. Because I'm not a perfect human being. So we all make mistakes in life. But now this is where the problem is. If you have a supervisor or a boss, and he's correcting you on the same mistake, number one, he corrects you. Number two, he reminds you, you committed the same mistake, he corrected you. Number three, you did the same mistake, the same thing, he corrected you. By the third correction, you are a big fool. By the third correction on the same mistake, you are a capital fool. That is what the Bible is telling us. So it is not that you did a mistake for one. If you committed a mistake and they correct you and you learn from it and you have perfected, you have progressed in life. And then if you commit a different mistake which you never experienced before, that is different. Because in this life, you are not perfect. So you will make mistakes as you grow. But to make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over, and they keep teaching you and you are repeating the same mistake, you are a capital fool. Did you now understand what Proverbs is telling us? So the Bible is not telling us that when you make a mistake, you are a fool. No, because we make mistakes in life. But to do the same mistake and your supervisor corrects you, you say, "You Marty, I have learned my lesson." And you repeat, and they ask you why. You said, "I forgot." So they teach you the second time. And then you repeat, "I forgot. They teach you. You keep on doing the same thing. Number one, they will not only throw you out of the company, but they will just tell you in a nice way, that is a capital fool coming. Are we here now? Are we in the house? The present government told us that anyone who takes us to IMF has mismanaged Ghana's economy. He's not fit to be in government. And this government said that they will never take us to IMF. Today, they have taken us to IMF, the slave masters, with a double burden yoke. But they said anyone who takes us to IMF is not fit to be in government. So there is no way they will take us to IMF. Today, they did not only take us to IMF, but the yoke of the slave master. The IMF is a slave master. The yoke of the slave master is double. And any nation that ends up in IMF, IMF means that nation cannot manage himself. It means that nation is doing something wrong. Now, this is the catchword. We have gone to IMF 17 times. And Proverbs says when you repeat the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again, then you are what? The book of Proverbs says if you keep repeating the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again, then there is something wrong with you. 17 times in the past 65 years doing the same wrong thing will end up in the slave masters, then come. It means there's something wrong with us. Say, "Lord, have mercy." Look at the number of times. Last 2 weeks, we are told about 16 people died on the road to Cape Coast Road. About 16 people died. That road has killed several thousands of people. If it was in another developed country, for an accident to kill only 2 people, for 1 month, over 200,000 people will be on the street demonstrating. So that the government will sit up and come up with rules to correct that accident and that problem. 17 people, 16 people killed on that road. And that day, business was normal in Ghana. Government was not bothered about it. Citizens were not bothered about it. Families were not bothered about it. You think with this behavior we can get better as a country? 17 people killed in an accident and nobody is talking about it. And life is normal. This will not happen in a civilized country. In a civilized country, 5 people killed in an accident, 200,000 will be on the street to ask government to change and punish the people who caused it and make sure those kind of accidents will not happen again. Maybe we love the dead. That is why people are dying in the accidents, because we are not doing anything about it. Our leaders are not talking about it. Church leaders are not talking about it. Political leaders are not talking about it. Citizens are not talking about it. So the death will keep occurring. If we repeat the same mistakes, there's something wrong.